back. So now here, and this is once again account payable, but we are in basic setting, right? Okay, so basic setting, what we have done, guys, I think we have created reconciliation account. Now it's time to create the vendor master. So we'll do one thing. We'll create the vendor master first. So guys, how to create the vendor master? Okay, now if we talk about vendor master, then we are having three different segments in vendor master. One is called company code data. Second one is called, first one is called general data. My voice is breaking. What about the voice, guys? Is it breaking for everyone or only for Naveen? Okay, it is clear for Hardik. It means, so Naveen, just exit and rejoin. Still the same problem is there. So the entire vendor master is going to be segregated in three parts. That is called general data. Then we are having company code data. And then we are having purchase organization data. Purchase organization data. These are the three segments are there. Okay. So in every segment, what is happening, guys? Several details are going to be specified. Okay. Now, if we talk about general data, so general data is whatever the details are available in general data, that is up client level details we can see. It means, see, I'll tell you guys, say for example, there is a vendor called XYZ Limited. That vendor, from that vendor, Tata Motor is buying certain raw material, and even from same vendor, Tata Steel is also buying certain raw material, right? So what will happen, guys? Now, so this vendor, first of all, supposed to be created into SAP. So once we are going to create the vendor master, then what will happen, guys? The name of the vendor master, right? The address of the vendor master, phone number, fax number of the vendor master, email ID of the vendor master, the contact person of the vendor master, bank detail of the vendor master will be same for Tata Motor and Tata Steel also, right? Now, so these details are going to be specified under general data. Even certain other details also will be there. So these are the common details for every company code. Let's suppose if we are having a vendor master XYZ Limited. So with this vendor, Tata Motor means TN33, TH33, PC33. So these all company codes are doing business in the sense procuring the raw material. So what is happening, guys? Okay. So all three company codes are there. So it doesn't mean that three times we have to create the same vendor master. No, only one vendor master is going to be created. Only one vendor master is going to be created, guys, right? In the sense, this vendor master got created into SAP, and there is, let's suppose this is the vendor master number. So this number, this number, this vendor master can be used by all three company code. So if we talk about name, address, contact person, bank details, these are common details, right, for every company code. So those details are going to be, so those details of vendor is going to be specified under general data. And this is a client level setting, we can say. It means general data is available for every company code. Now, the next one is company code data. Next one is company code data. So company code data means, now here, this is going to be set up company code wise. Like we have created this vendor master, right? So general data for every company code, for all company code, all company code. Now company code data, TM, let's suppose if we talk about TM 33, TS 33. Okay, so company code wise, different informations supposed to be entered. See, I'll tell you, the same vendor, with the same vendor, let's suppose Tata Motor is procuring raw material. So Tata Motor says that I'll make payment in 30 days. At the same time, Tata Steel has negotiated with the same vendor and saying that I'll make payment in 60 days. And Tata Chemical is saying that I'll make payment in 90 days. Right? So now, what is the logic, guys? So logic is like, of course, different like company code wise, they have negotiated with the vendor. Right? So three different payment terms are there. Okay, so those payment terms also need to be created here in SAP, and next lesson onwards most likely we'll see these payment terms. So now what is happening, guys? Three different payment terms are there. For Tata Motor, different payment terms. For Tata Steel, different payment terms. For Tata Chemical, different payment terms. So this is possible only, right? So these details are going to be specified under company code data segment, and this is going to be set up company code wise. For Tata Motor, different details can be entered for the same vendor. For Tata Steel, different details can be entered for the same vendor, and for Tata Chemical, different details can be entered. This one I have already explained during creation of GL Master. Okay, there also I have shown you guys chart of account level and company code level, right? So in the same way, here also it is there. And purchase organizations, again, this is having a different logic, guys. Anyway, you guys will come to know during FIMM integrations. Okay, purchase organizations means there we are going to specify different details. Okay, so three segments. Now, so vendor can be created by two transaction code, XK01 and FK01. Okay, XK01 and FK01. So this time what is happening, guys? Purchase organization data is not required for us. Only we require general data and company code data. Purchase organizations are required whenever we post PO based invoices. Now I'll just give a small brief this one introduction guys about like, see, if you talk about the invoices, we are having two different kind of invoices, PO based invoice and non-PO based invoice. Can somebody give me the example of non-PO based invoice, guys? Non-PO invoices? Anyone?
Pro forma invoices.
Sweta is saying petty cash. This is non-PO invoices. Okay. Anything else? Any example? Or my invoice. A very simple example is there, guys. See, I'll show you. Now, so if you talk about PO based invoices, right? So PO based invoices means generally what is happening, guys? There we are going to follow P2P, right? We are going to, and guys, everyone specify your name. Okay, specify your name here. Somebody has not specified the name, so I won't know like who has joined. Praveen, what is this pro forma invoice? What do you mean by pro forma invoice? Like which kind of invoice?
Before generating the PO, we can get pro forma invoice.
Okay, now so here PO based invoice. PO based invoice means let's suppose if we have to purchase the raw material, right? So first of all, we are going to send a purchase order to the vendor, right? So this is how vendor has received the requirement from our side. Now, so in purchase order, what is happening? Which material we require? That we have specified. How much quantity we need? That also we have specified, right? And even price details and other things will be specified at which price we are going to buy, right? And when we are expecting the delivery, where the delivery is supposed to be given by vendor, right? These all things will be specified in the PO. Now, non-PO invoices in the sense there are certain invoices. There are certain invoices like let's suppose that invoice. So let's suppose so PO based invoices means we have raised a PO and based on that vendor is going to deliver you the goods, right? In the sense like raw material, and then vendor is going to send us the invoices. So that invoice is sent by vendor, right? Now, and this is called PO based invoice. There is even non-PO based invoices in the sense most likely the utility bills are there. Tata Motor consuming the electricity, right? So whatever the electricity board is there, every month based on the consumptions, they are going to send an invoice to Tata Motor, right? In the sense, whatever bill is there, that is nothing but invoice, right? So we have not raised any PO for that. It is consumption based on consumptions. They have sent this invoice, right? That is non-PO invoices. Tata Motor is taking services of Airtel or Reliance Jio or any other telecom operator, right? So every month in what is happening, guys, based on the consumptions, they are going to send a bill to Tata Motor, right? Let's suppose whatever the internet things are there, internet related services, that is being provided by a different vendor, right? So what is happening, guys? Whether it is like based on consumptions or fixed amount, whatever it is, right? So every month in what is happening, guys, that internet, whatever service provider that vendor is there, they are also going to send the invoices, right? So we have not raised any purchase order for this one. Still, based on the consumptions, they are going to send the invoices every month. So that is called non-PO invoices. Okay. Now, so in case of PO invoices, this purchase organizations data are required, but that we'll see later during FI integration, guys. That I'll explain. Okay, in detail. Lots of things are there in that also to discuss, but not possible to explain right now because before that, multiple things I have to explain. Now, so so this is like we are having two transaction code XK01 and FK01. So XK01 means if you create the vendor, these three segments will be there: general data, company code data, and purchase organizers. If you use FK01, then only these two, general and company code data will be appearing. So if you have to create there is a vendor, and from that vendor, let's suppose I said like whatever telecom operator is there, that is also a vendor itself. Simply we are going to receive the invoices, right? Let's suppose a builder is there, Tata Motor corporate office is there, right? A builder is there. So every month we are going to receive a invoice, rent related invoice from vendor, right? We have not raised any PO for that. Simply every month a fixed amount is there. They are going to send the invoice. It is going to be posted after 15 days, 20 days, 30 days, based on the negotiation with the vendor. The payment is going to be transferred, right? So now here, so these are non-PO invoices. So even those vendors are also going to be set up. For those vendors, only two data are required: general data and company code data. So that can be, so non-PO vendors can be created by FK01 and PO vendors can be created by XK01. But now the thing is, in real time, what is happening, right? In real time, whether it is PO or non-PO, whatever it is, XK01 itself is going to use. People use XK01. Why? Because let's suppose, I think it is on. Let me log in, guys. Just give me a second, guys. So now it's gone. Let me log in again. Okay. So now, if you use FK, better to use FK02. 02 means this is for change. Okay. I'll tell you guys now in SAP. In any transaction code, let's suppose in any transaction code, if it is like 01, if it is like 01, that is for create. If it is 02, change in the sense edit. And if it is 03, it means display. So now let's suppose xk01, xk02, xk03. Creation of vendor master, display, change or edit the vendor master, display, right? Likewise, even we are having xd01. This is for customer. xd02, xd03. Later, this transaction code is going to be used in case of customer, or else like for vendor itself, fk01, right? fk02, fk03, right? So it's not 01. We can say like 1 only. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Like later on, other transactions, MM01, right? MM02, MM03. Then we are having ME21N. 21 last like one is there, 21N. Then ME20, 22, 23. So 1, 2, 3. That is creation, change, and display. This is the logic, guys. Now here, so we'll do one thing. Okay. Look at here. Now here we are having, so general data and company code data, which transaction code I have used? FK02. Now the next one is XK02. Okay. So here we are having general data, company code data, and purchase organizations data. Right. So even like let's suppose if you have to create a PO vendors. Okay. So now here, if you have to create PO vendor, then what is happening? All three. And non-PO means only these two details are going to be, these two details are going to be filled up, and this we are going to keep as it is. We are not going to fill up anything, right? And anyway, right now it is not possible to fill up. Why? Because for this one, some additional configuration is required, and those configurations are coming from where? It is coming from side. It is coming from material management side. What are those configurations, guys? Generally, those configurations should be done by consultant, but here in the classes, we will do those configurations because we have to perform FI integrations, right? So those configurations we will do, and then I'll explain the logic behind this. So right now, use any transaction code, guys, XK01 to create a vendor. So first of all, no need to give anything here in vendor field. Simply, for which company code it is getting created, TM33. Purchase organizations related data, no need to give. Why? Because PO, purchase organizations, we have not created yet, right? And that will be created later during integrations. Okay, in real time, who is going to create the purchase organization, guys? It will be created by your consultant. In details, these all things in detail I explain later in FI integration session. Now, if you talk about account group, so account group means what, guys? Account group controls the fields of vendor master. Even there are certain other, field control. There are certain other controls are also there, guys. Very less people know. Very less people know that. Very less in the sense, hardly 1%. Earlier, even I was also unaware of those things and all. But once we got the requirement, and then I came to know that, okay, this control is also there. So huge things are there into SAP, guys, right? There are lots of things which still we are unaware, even might be I am also unaware, right? Such kind of things are there. Now, so our account group is TM33. Now, look at here, guys. Company code I have given. It's okay. Account group I have given TM33. So based on this account group, what is happening, guys? The fields are going to be controlled. When you create a vendor master, whatever the fields are appearing, those fields can be controlled by this account group. At the same time, we have created a number range, and that number range code also we have assigned against this account group itself. So once I press enter, first of all, once I create this vendor master and once I save it, then system will trigger the account group first. System will check against which account group this vendor master is getting created, right? System found that account group is, let's suppose, TM33, right? So system will check against TM33 which code, in the sense which, like, uh, number range code we have assigned, right? System found that, yes, it is whatever, 01, 02, 03, whatever we have assigned. Against that, what number range we have created. So as per that number range, a vendor master is going to be generated. Now here, let's suppose I'll create any vendor, guys, test vendor. I'm going to give a name, test vendor for TM33. Generally, the vendor will be having a particular name. Alpha Limited, Beta Limited, Gamma Limited, ABC, XYZ, whatever the vendor name is there, right? I've given a test vendor. You can keep any other name also, because vendor is nothing but an organization, right? Apart from this, okay. Now, generally what happened, guys, here in a street address, postal code, this search term is going to be the special field, guys, right? It is special field which is going to be, like the same detail is going to be given. Your test vendor, in the sense, like people will just give, like, here they'll remove this space and they're going to give. So what is the use of this one, guys? Generally, source term is going to be used for what? So whenever a vendor master is going to be created, guys, before that, master data team is going to search the vendor. Okay, search the vendor in SAP whether this vendor is already set up, whether any vendor is already set up with the same detail or not. Okay, so generally what happens? They will check by name, They check by street address, postal code, city. Lots of searching criteria are there, guys. But those are end user related activity, right? For consultant, we are not going to do these all things at all. If somebody has worked in master data, they might be knowing how to search a particular vendor, right? So no need to go for those things. Here, street address, any detail, street number and other things, postal code, city. I'm not going to give any detail, guys. Only mandatory details I'm going to fill up. Okay. And if I don't give any detail, guys, there is a logic behind that. There will be later I have to cover a topic called automatic payment program. Right. I have to show something over there. So I'm just going to leave it blank only. And anyway, so these details I'm not going to give. Of course, like every vendor will have the street address, postal code, city and all. In real time, it is going to be created. In that case, we have to enter all the details. If let's suppose here, and this is the mandatory field, this one, country code. If you don't give and if you press enter, look at here, system is saying fill all the required entries. So I'm going to give again, right? If somebody is going to fill up the address, and still look at here the field, like very small number of fields are there, you need to click on more field here. Okay, so if you're going to click on more fields, yeah, look at here, now look at here, more fields are appearing. So this much is more than enough. Okay, now so the details we have given, PO box, postal code, just leave it, no need to give anything here, right? Okay, you press enter. Now this is called control tab. We are in general data only, general data only. Okay, control tab. Look at here. In general data, address tab is there, control, payment transaction, and contact person. So right now we are in control tab. Control tab means here, guys, these things I'm going to explain, right? There is a use of control tab also. Later, there will be a topic called if the customer is also vendor. There I'll let you know the use of this control tab. And even tax related information can be specified here, right? So no need to give anything right now. Press enter. Okay, tax related and okay, for tax also, guys, uh, a very unique sessions are going to be given. Multiple sessions will be there, right? And in simplest way, I'm going to explain those things. Don't worry. And don't worry, guys. The calculations, whatever the tax related things are there, guys, it has nothing to do with your accounting skill. It is a simple calculations. Okay. So if somebody thinks that my accounting skill is like poor and how I will be able to understand, so guys, no. It's not required a accounting skill. Simple mathematical skill required. No matter whether you're from science, arts, commerce, whichever background, till 10th, everybody has studied mathematics, right? So there should not be any excuses that I'm poor from accounting background and that is why I'm not able to understand. So don't worry, very simple explanations will be there. But before that, other topics I have to explain. So here bank details. Here we are going to specify the vendor bank details, right? See, what is the need of master data, guys? If you talk about, so your bank details, right now, let's suppose we are having a vendor. So from vendor, we are going to buy the goods. Now, after some time, we have to make payment, right? So now, if you have to make payment, so what is happening, guys? Whatever the bank details of the vendor, bank details are required, right? So every time we are not going to, we are not getting back to the vendor. Every time we cannot ask vendor that what is your bank details, right? What is your phone number, fax number, email ID, multiple details required from a particular vendor, right? So these all details are going to be, we simply create a master data and there for that vendor, and there these all details we are going to specify, right? You just assume that we are going to maintain certain diary and there we are going to specify certain important notes. Likewise, for this vendor, we are going to create a vendor master, and in master data, we are going to specify all the details which is required, right? Of course. So bank details also I'm not going to give right now. It will be given, but not now, later. Press enter. This is called contact person. So let's suppose in case of any dispute, right? Or in case if you need any information. whom we are going to contact, right? We have to contact someone. So those contact person details are going to be specified here. Like let's suppose name ABC. Double click on this, and then here you can give first name, last name, whatever it is. Okay, and phone number, fax number. These things can be given here. Phone number, fax number, right? Like that. Fax number can be given, email ID can be given, and then you can click on back button. So look at here, telephone number is getting updated. First name if you want to give, you can give. So contact person details are going to be specified so that in case of any dispute or in case if any information needed, we are going to contact this person. Whatever telephone number is given, fax number, email ID is there, that is going to be used. Press enter. Now we are in company code data segment. Accounting informations. Look at here guys, accounting informations. It is the part of company code data. Till now address, control, payment transactions and contact persons, these are the part of general data. So whatever details are going to be appeared is going to be entered here. That is a common detail for every company code. These details will be available, right? But if you talk about company code data segment, that will be available only for particular company code. If we have maintained for TM33, then these data will be available for TM33 also itself. If Tata Steel want to use the same vendor, then for Tata Steel, these details will be same and it will be available. Only company code segment need to be added. That is called, we have to extend the vendor from one company code to another company. Extension is nothing but copying the vendor. Okay. Now, so here, first of all, reconciliation account. What is this reconciliation account, guys? In previous session, I have explained the logic. It is a kind of GL account which is supposed to be created. So GL account we have already created and GL code is 2000. If you are unable to remember, either you can use FS00 transaction code or else click on this drop down and there will be a single GL itself that you can select. Look at here. We are having only one reconciliation account for vendor that is going to be selected. Right now, this sort key and other things, no need to give other details, guys. Slowly, we are going to do some other configurations and one by one we'll come back to the vendor master and we'll enter those details. Right now, nothing is. Press enter. Payment terms. Okay. So in next session or most likely next to next session, I have to explain this. Right now, enter standard payment terms. Payment terms, payment method, these all things will be explained later. Okay. Now you just give standard payment terms and press enter. Correspondence is not required here, guys. Dunning procedure will be there. That is dunning is a separate topic that will be explained later. Right now, simply you have to press Control S. Either Control S in the sense save it or else press enter. So look at here. Do you want to save? Yes, I want to save. So here the vendor number 4002 was created. Okay. I think this is the number range which I have given. And in that, I think somebody has already used that number range and created a vendor. Right? So 4002, that is why it is getting generated. Or else the vendor code was supposed to be 4000. But somebody has already used that code and they have created one or two vendor. Anyway, so vendor number 4002 got created. Here, you click here and change. If you click on change, look at here right now, XK01 is the transaction code, guys, here at bottom. If you click on change, then what is happening? XK02, the transaction code got changed. XK02. If you click on display, XK03 here. Right? So, whatever the fields are there, guys, these fields are getting controlled by account group. Even we are having some more control, guys, at some other places. Okay. So that also I'll explain. Now I'll just do one thing, guys. So we have set up the vendor master, right? What next? What is the time, guys? Let me check. It is 9:36. So I'll just do one thing, guys. In next is I'll post the invoices. And before that, I have to explain some more thing, even in master data itself. So in next session, I'll explain. Some more controls are there. Field controls are there, guys, at different places. So that is pretty unique, right? Sometime it may be asked by people. Earlier it was asked. So I'll explain that one. Very less people know that. But still, if you guys know these things and all, this job you guys are going to be getting. So that I'll explain next session.